Good morning, Reds. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching this from around the world. Welcome. Welcome back to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. Let's not take this one for granted. This is a match preview for a European quarter-final tie at Anfield. Yes, it's not the Champions League, it's the Europa League, but this is still a massive tie, one that we have to obviously win to get all the way through to Dublin. But let's not be complacent. Before we jump into this match preview, do like the video, do subscribe if you haven't already. And of course, get your comments in, get your lineup predictions and your score predictions as well, as we should be welcoming back some Liverpool players for this game. Good to be with you as always. Do apologise for my hay fever in the Hot Topics video on Monday and subsequently the DR video on Monday as well. Honestly, I do suffer very badly with hay fever. I've just had my tablets now, so hopefully there's no more tears. And just to reiterate and clarify, those were tears from hay fever and not losing, potentially losing out a couple of points to United at the weekend. So just remember that. Right, let's get into this one. Two previous meetings between these two teams, as we know, in lockdown, the 2020-2021 campaign. Really weird, wasn't it, that we managed to go there and win 5-0. If you remember correctly, there was no fans in the stadium. I'm pretty sure there was a mic on Jordan Henderson. It was the game where he was going, "Love it, son. Win that, Trent. Love it, son." And we could hear everything. I think Jota scored a hat-trick. I'm pretty sure. Actually, I'm not too sure who scored the other goals, but it was a comprehensive 5-0 away win, which we don't really see too many times in the Champions League. But weirdly enough, they did beat us 2-0 at Anfield, which, maybe that's something to hold on to. As we know, in the Europa League, Atalanta's last game in the Europa League against an English team was a 5-1 hammering of Everton at Goodison Park in 2017. They're one of only 3 teams to win away at both Merseyside clubs in major competitions, along with Benfica and Lyon. What a stat that is. The Lyon one, I remember. I think it was 2009-10. Pretty sure we lost 2-0 at home. Benfica, obviously, we've lost to in the past as well. Remember that Simao goal at Anfield. And we could still end up playing Benfica in the semi-finals, people. So keep an eye on maybe a reunion between Darwin Núñez and his former team, Benfica, who, again, there's another connection here. Benfica obviously going toe-to-toe, head-to-head with Sporting Lisbon, and obviously we're after Ruben Almiron. Get on this stat, though. This is a good one. Liverpool have scored 28, I'll say that again, 28 goals in 8 UEFA Europa League matches this season. In just 2 previous major European campaigns, they've scored 30-plus goals, doing the same in 2017-18. Final, Karius ruined it for us. 41 goals we scored. And that was a season where Bobby Firmino scored 10 alone in the Champions League. And James Milner got over 10 assists in the Champions League. And then 21-22, we hit 30 goals in the European campaign. Again, went to the final. Again, lost to Real Madrid. So that's good, isn't it? The Reds have also had the most shots on target in the Europa League this season, whereas Atalanta have reached their 5th major European quarterfinal and 3rd in the last 5 seasons. This is why we can't be complacent. This is why you can't downplay the Europa League, because as we've seen from these stats, Atalanta do well in it, right? And the Champions League. Don't forget, they only went out to PSG in 1920 and RB Leipzig in 21-22 in the Champions League. So they know how to get through the group stage with relative ease. They know how to play against these top sides. Listen, they might have lost a few, but again, this is something that we cannot underestimate. And I'm not here saying that we are underestimating them, but what I don't want is there to be a flat atmosphere. We go 1-0 down, we have to chase it. We need to show them respect, not too much, but enough respect from the outset to really go for this game and make sure that Liverpool are through comfortably into the semi-final, knowing that we've still got this away trip to come next week. So there's almost a sign of, well, let's try and do our best to absolutely finish off the job tonight, but at the same time knowing that we've got to go there next week. And Liverpool have won 4 Europa League matches this season by 4+ goals. There was the 5-1 at home to Toulouse, the 4-0 versus Lask, the 5-1 and 6-1 against Sparta Prague. Obviously, I was at the away game there In major European football history, the only side to do more often in one season is Benfica. What a team they were, by the way, in the mid-60s. One of the best European teams with Eusebio. They did it 5 times there. And if you actually look at Atalanta's kind of recent results, they've beaten, AC Milan. They beat them away at the start of the year. They've beaten Lazio at home. They've drawn away again to Milan. They did get slumped away by Inter Milan, but look, they've beaten some very good teams. They drew 2-2 to Juventus away, which is a tough place to go to. They did lose to Sporting Lisbon very recently. But they also beat them very recently as well on the 14th of March in the Europa League. They knocked out Sporting, didn't they? So again, you've got to pay them respect. And look at this for a result. Not even that long ago, 2 weeks ago, these guys won 3-0, guys, away at Napoli, which we have struggled with, right? And there's a familiar name within the Atalanta setup these days, Gianluca Scamacca, who, let's be honest, didn't really live up to the bill at West Ham, but he's found his level again over in Italy, scored a lot of goals this season. Coop Miners also, again, a very solid player for them. And you've got Pasalic in the midfield, Zappa Costa, who used to be at Chelsea. You've got Edison. And on the bench, there's some big names, including Adamola Lookman as well, who we know from the Premier League too. So this team, I hate saying it, but they are no mugs. And if you look at their recent results, even though they are 6th in the Serie A table right now, just behind Roma and Bologna and Juventus and Milan and then Inter at the top, guys, they're still above Napoli, right? And we know how difficult it is to go and play Napoli anywhere, but especially away where they won 3-0. So all these teams that they're playing against in Serie A, including Roma and Milan, we could end up playing them ourselves, right? So again, you've got to go and respect their kind of form this season. Again, Adamola Lookland, Scamacca, all good players that have played in the Premier League side. Kolasinac as well, a left back for Arsenal. You would remember him. So they have Premier League and European and international experience with a lot of their players. So again, I don't want anyone thinking this is a walkover, this is an easy game whatsoever, because Liverpool have to go and do the business, right? And if you look at our form, obviously there was that really disappointing loss to United, but then in the Premier League it's 2 wins out of 2, and then it was that draw against United. So knowing that we've got Palace on Sunday at Anfield, which is our last home game, guys, for a while until we play Tottenham at home in May. So after this kind of comfy home period of Atalanta and Palace, it's away at Atalanta, away at Fulham, away at Everton, away at West Ham, and then it's home to Tottenham, but then it's away after that at Villa, and then it is the last home game of the season against Wolves on the 19th of May. So again, one of Klopp's potentially last ever European ties at Anfield with Liverpool, so we've got to make sure it's a special one. But at the same time, as I said, you have to respect this team. For Liverpool, though, in terms of players coming back, Jurgen Klopp has spoken about maybe having Curtis Jones back in for this one. We're also potentially seeing Ibu Konate come back after he missed out on Sunday. Again, an argument to say if we had him playing against Man United, we don't make that mistake. But Cody Gakpo, Jones, Elliott and Gomez are all options from Sunday's bench to freshen things up to tonight for Jurgen Klopp as he looks to balance the squad ahead of that Premier League game against Crystal Palace. But at this stage, the players currently injured, including Jota, Trent and Alisson, are not expected to be rushed back, but they could easily feature on Sunday and then again on Thursday as well. So as we know, for this game, it will still be Alisson, Jota, Trent, Thiago, Matip, Doak and Bajcetic still out. But this is my predicted 11. Let's get yours in the comments. Let's see who's right come tomorrow at 7 o'clock. So I'm going to go Kelleher in goal. Do you know what? I'm going to give Conor Bradley a little break. I'm going to put Gomez at right back, just because I think Gomez, whatever position you play him in, he rarely lets you down. And I think Bradley's just played so many games recently that certainly right that he has a break. And then again, you can bring him on in the second half. I'll go Konate, Van Dijk and Robertson at the back. Again, I'm going to make a slight change in the midfield. I'm going to go with Endo, McAllister, and I'm going to bring in Harvey Elliott from the start. Again, let me know if you agree or disagree. Szoboszlai, for me, didn't do enough on Sunday to really guarantee a starting place for this game. Again, out of all the chances that we had at Old Trafford on Sunday, I really do think the one he missed with the Robertson cutback was the worst. Still having sleepless nights over it, to be fair. And then up front, I'm going to mix it up a little bit. I'm going to go Salah, Gakpo, and then Diaz, right? So again, on the bench, you're looking at Szoboszlai, Nunez, Conor Bradley, Tsimikas, all to bring on. Curtis Jones could potentially be back. We saw him come on at the weekend as well. So it's a strong team, it's a strong bench, and even stronger knowing that we've got the likes of Alisson, Jota, Trent to all come back next week as well. And again, there's no real rush for those guys, knowing that we've got that away game on Sunday. Sorry, the away game next week on Thursday, and then we go to Fulham away. So as long as everyone's ready for Fulham away with the players that I just mentioned there, we should, I touch wood, we should have an absolute belting team going into the running of the Premier League. But a lot of change is possible tomorrow night at Anfield. I'm just reading this piece from the Echo that says, Konate, there's a decision on him. You have to wait on Jota to come back. So again, a lot of questions to ask, a lot of answers to be given to us on Thursday. And again, Atalanta will come in their numbers. They're going to really be loud. They're going to make some noise when it comes to an Anfield away day. They were kind of robbed, weren't they, the away fans, of being here when we played them in 2021 because of the COVID. So listen, 8 o'clock kickoff under the lights at Anfield. This is still a huge European tie that Liverpool should be aiming to absolutely dominate and almost finish the tie in the first leg, knowing that there's that tricky away tie next week. And you don't want to go there needing a win. You don't want to go there, stressing and throwing everything at them. You almost want to just get it done tonight. So that's what I'm on. Let me know what you think in the comments. My score prediction is 4-1 to Liverpool. I just think at Anfield we're going to be too much for them. Again, very experienced Italian side in both Serie A and Europe, so you can't underestimate them. But I do think we score at least 4. But again, normally we do concede. The last time we got a clean sheet at Anfield in any competition, some time ago. So let's try and get that if we can. But I do think we concede 1. And I will go for a Liverpool 4, Atalanta 1 scoreline. Do not forget, we've got some massive content coming up this week on the Kop TV. It's Wednesday today. We'll have the fan cams for you outside the ground with Mario tomorrow night. And then Friday, we go into a match preview with our resident Crystal Palace fan, Joe Walker. So it'll be good to see him in the studio, that is, on Friday. And then Sunday is the big one. And then Monday, I've got a very special guest. As Doyle was going on a stag do to Benidorm, I should be on that stag. Too much things to do for myself in both London and Liverpool. So I've swerved it. So Doyle was not going to be on Hot Topics on Monday, but I have a very good guest for you, and I can't wait to show you who that's going to be. So again, as I say on every single video, show some love. We don't do this for nothing. I do need your support, especially going into this crunch period of the season. If you are a watcher of the Kop TV but not a subscriber, ask yourself why. Yeah, if you regularly come to the channel to check out the free content, then all you can do, the least you can do, is give us a nice little shout out and give us a cheeky little subscription as well. That would be very, very helpful. But guys, as I said, massive game, European tie, quarterfinal tie under the lights. This cannot go under the radar. We need to make sure we're on it from the first minute. And we need to make sure we go and win this bloody thing and give Jurgen Klopp another trophy to say goodbye at the end of the season. Also, thoughts in the chat about how Arsenal and Man City did last night. And of course, if there's any more Ruben Amorim news, we will have that for you as well. But guys, this has been your match preview. Smash that like button, comment, subscribe, and I will see you back on the channel on Friday morning. Take care. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. If you've enjoyed this, make sure you check out the rest of the channel too. There's other stuff you'll enjoy for sure.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Kop TV.
The voice of football's most famous
dads. Come on.